Hey guys, so today I'm just going to do a basic plain wing liner today. Just kind of like a get ready with me, if you will. So I've got a lot of feedback on my videos, and some people are saying that they'd rather me talk throughout the video and tell you specifically what I'm using instead of putting everything in the description box, which I completely understand and agree with because I'm kind of like that way too. Instead of listening to music, I'd rather hear someone talk. Kind of like we're together and getting ready together. So that's what I'm gonna do. Right now I'm using my camera mic, and I know it's not the best, but I'm working on getting a better mic just so the audio is gonna be a little better for you. This is gonna have to do for now, so I hope you guys can bear with me. First, I'm gonna go ahead and start off by pulling up my hair. Today I'm using Colourpop Pretty Fresh. I'll have everything linked below. But I'm just going to go ahead and spray this. It smells really good. It smells like coconut. My foundation, I'm going to be using L'Oreal True Match Lumi in the shade W3 Nude Beige. This is probably one of my favorite foundations. It's really dewy, and I used to be like a matte type girl, but now I really love dewy looks or dewy foundations. So I've been using this. And then what I usually do is I apply it with a sponge. Right here I have my Fenty Beauty sponge, and I forgot to go wet it, so let me go ahead and do that really quick. Beauty blender is wet, but I'm just gonna put this on my fingertip and then spot it around everywhere on my face, and then I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out with this. Now that I got that done, I'm going to go ahead and start pouncing this on my face. See how dewy that is? Oof, so nice. And it doesn't get cakey on me. I really like this one. It's dewy, and it's I don't always set it all the time, but if you have oily skin, I would suggest you set it. But for today's video, I will set it a little bit. I kind of just set underneath my eyes. But you guys see how nice that looks? It's so dewy. I don't really put foundation on my forehead. That's just because my forehead is darker than the rest of my face. So I kind of just don't put anything on there. And then I'll just take the remainder of this and then just kind of go over it a little bit. Doesn't really do anything. But I'll go up here with some bronzer just to make it look all put together. But I don't usually put foundation on there. Next, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Beige. I really like this concealer. I haven't tried Shape Tape, but a lot of people say it's just like Shape Tape, and I think it's like $6, but I really love this concealer. So if you're looking for a cheap, affordable concealer that's like a dupe for Shape Tape, again, I haven't tried Shape Tape, but I've seen a lot of videos on this saying that it is just like Shape Tape. I would recommend just getting this. And I just put some on my nose just because I feel like foundation doesn't really stick on my nose, so I just put it on the tip of my nose, and then I'll blend it out later. I'm not really, I kind of guess I'd say I'm highlighting, but not really. So now I'm just blending my chin out right here. I do my eyes last because I learned this from Jackie Ina, but she says that she lets it sit just so it can kind of set a little bit, just so it can have that coverage a little better. But I don't let it set for too long because this dries so fast. And under. And then I also put the concealer on my eyelids as a primer slash base for any eyeshadow or any eye look I'm doing. Today I'm just doing a basic winged liner, so this will help cancel out all the redness on my eyelids, as you can see. So now I have all the concealer, and it just looks really flawless. As you can see, it looks really dewy, and my eyes, all the redness and dark pigmentation is gone. That concealer is really, really nice. I really love it. Now, I'm going to take that same concealer just in a darker shade. I'm not really sure how I feel about this yet. I like it, but I think it's a little too orange, or not orange, but I don't know. I think I should get like a shade less dark. This was the only one they had at the store, so this was just what I went with just to try it out. This is in the shade Deep Cinnamon. It's that same e.l.f. concealer that I use, and it's like a hydrating formula, so it's like a, well, it's satin finish, so it's not too matte. I'm pretty sure, I think they do have a matte formula as well, but again, I'm not really much of a matte girl. So what I do with this is I just put 2 dots right here, or a little line. Don't put too much of this. This is super pigmented, and it goes a long way. You really do not need a lot. I go ahead and spray my brush with that same setting spray that I use, and then I'm going to go in and try to blend it. This blends like a dream. It's so nice. If you don't let it sit for too long, you just go in. You see how smooth that looks? It looks a lot more orange on camera, but I swear it's not. So do you see how smooth that looks? And again, still dewy. After I do that, I take my beauty blender and I kind of just go underneath it and a little bit on top of the edges right next to my cheek, just so it's not too harsh. As you can see, again, you do not need a lot of this. I'm sorry for the thunder. I like to tap it in as well. I don't go like this because it's going to take away the product and move your foundation, especially since everything is a base right now. You didn't set anything yet. I just tap it in. Now, after I just did all that, I'm going to set with the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder by Maybelline. It's in the size. It's in the shade 15 Light. I'm just going to go ahead and put this under my eyes, and the excess that I have on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and just put it all over my face. And I basically focus this right under my eyes. You see that glow right here from the foundation? I don't really like putting it over that because, again, I don't like the matte look and I like it like that, so I try not to set that part too much. My main concerns are under my eyes and my T-zone, so that's where I'm going right now, and on the sides of my nose as well. I do kind of have oily skin. I'd say it's oily combination-ish. Next, I'm going to go in with the bronzer by L'Oreal Paris called Bronze Please. I really like this bronzer. It's got a little bit of shimmer, but not too much. It is pouring outside right now. But what I do is I will just go over where I put that darker concealer. And again, I pat everything in. I don't swipe it because I just feel like that just smooths everything. So I like to pat, and then if I really need to, and then I will go ahead and swipe, but I don't really do that. Then I'm going to get some underneath my jaw. You see how smooth that looks? So I just build it up until I like the amount. Don't forget going underneath your jaw. I don't know why, but I like to put bronzer on my nose. I do not contour my nose, but I just kind of put some bronzer on top of it, just so it doesn't look like the rest of my face is bronzed and then my nose is, you know, pale. So I'll just go ahead and put some on my nose. And as you can see, it just brings everything together. It just doesn't look like I have bronzer on just, you know, the outside of my face. See, I still have some dew as well because I didn't really put any powder on my highlighted areas, and that foundation is really dewy, so it kind of just sticks. Even if you do put some powder on top of it, it's gonna be fine. Just don't, like, I don't really bake under my eyes because my under eyes get really dry and cakey easily, so I just kind of dust it really quick. And if I do put powder on there to set for a little while, I will go ahead and brush it off within like the first 5 seconds. Now I'm going to go in with the blush by Milani. It's their baked blushes. I really love these blushes. They're so nice. This blush is a life changer. It's so pretty and it's pretty affordable. I get it. I think I got this from Target. But you see how nice this is? It's got a nice gold shimmer to it. It's a nice rosy color. But if you use this, you don't even have to use a highlighter, but I'm obsessed with highlighter, so I'm going to use it anyways. So I just use a stipple brush for my blush, and then this is in the shade Rose Doro? I don't know. But I just go ahead and, again, I very lightly put it on. You see that glow? I like to stipple it first. And then I will kind of push it back. You see that? I don't even need a highlighter. But I do like to bring my blush up to the back of my temples, and then I do put it like around where my eyebrows are, just so it looks like a little C shape, not too much. But the thing that I like about these blushes is they're pigmented, but they're not that crazy. And then I like to put some on my nose, don't know why. After I do that, I will go ahead and get my beauty blender once again, just so the remaining foundation can go ahead and tone down that blush. Sometimes I get a little carried away, but it just kind of sinks it a little more into the skin, as you can see. Next is my favorite part. I'm taking the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek highlighter in the shade Wisp. I've had this for a long time. I really like these. I use a dense brush just so, because these are creams kind of. As you can see, I really love this. I've hit pan. But I use a dense brush just so I can go ahead and get the product. If I were to use a fluffier brush, I don't really think it would stick on it because the formula of these. So I just wiggle my brush in there, and then, you guys ready? Then I will lightly go right here. I do like to put it above my brow. That's why I like to do my brows after I do this, just so I can, just go sloppily on my brow, and then I'll put the brow pencil over it. I know it looks really crazy right now, but again, what I do is get my beauty blender, and then I will go ahead and pat over everything one last time, just so it doesn't look too crazy. Do you guys see my skin? It doesn't look cakey. It just looks dewy. That highlighter isn't glittery, so it looks really natural. So now I'm just going to go ahead and keep you guys zoomed in. I'm going to work on my brows. I'm using the L'Oreal Paris Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Dark Brunette. I used to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills, but that's like 21 bucks. And I can't really afford that all the time. So a dupe for that, if you use the Anastasia Beverly Hills, is this L'Oreal Brow Definer. I like these ones because it's got like a sharp tip. I don't like the ones that are like long. I don't know, I just can't work with them that way. So I used to use pomade, but I really like a natural look, so I'll just go ahead and use these. And what I'm doing is I'll go ahead and underline the bottom of my brow. It's hard for me to talk and do this, so sorry. And then I will lightly go on the top of my brow, as you can see. Then I have a gap right here. I have really sparse hairs, so I will go ahead and bring the color out here. This is really hard for me to talk and do, so I'm just going to do this and then you guys can just watch. Then when I work on the inner corner, I will go up like this, just to make it look like hair strokes. And if you're a little heavy-handed, don't worry, because I am too sometimes. And I really like that faded look. So I will show you what I do. I will sometimes just take my finger and just kind of rough up the front of my brow. And do you see how it just blends it in a little smoother? And sometimes if I get a little carried away with that, I will go back in. And this just kind of adds some dimension to look a little faded. Then I'm going to take this Brow Lash Gel by Colourpop in the shade Dark Brown. I've been using this. I've used this twice maybe. And I'm still kind of deciding whether I like it or not. But if it's not this, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel. It works just the same. But I don't know if I like this yet. I'm still kind of testing it out. I don't know. So the thing I like about this is it has a little bit of color but not too much. But this really does glue your brows down. So there is one brow. And that was difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and do my other brow off camera. So here are both brows done. Do you guys ever have that one eyebrow that looks better than the others? Now that I've got my brows done, I'm going to go ahead and work on my eyes. Again, today I'm just doing a simple eyeliner look. I'm going to take the California Love palette by Colourpop. And I am going to use the shade right here, the Beige, just so I can add some dimension on my eye. I'm just going to go ahead and work this through my crease. Again, I don't really want a lot of eyeshadow because the main star of this is going to be the liner. Now I'm going to take the Wet and Wild Megaliner in the shade Black. I really like this. It's really cheap. I really like this. It's really cheap and it's matte, and I think it's pretty easy to work with. I like the brush on it. I haven't done liner in a long time, so please do not come for me. I cannot talk and do this at the same time. I'm probably only going to be able to do one eye on camera. So here I go. First I'm going to start off, yeah, I can't talk. First I'm going to start off by getting them. I don't like to bring my eyeliner in all the way. I'm going to go ahead and start by getting the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on the wing. First I'm just going to go ahead and line it like regular, like pretend I'm not even doing a wing. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the wing. I can't talk and do this, so here is my wing. Don't forget to let it dry. I'm not going to look up and ruin all the hard work I did. So I kind of have hooded eyes when it comes to eyeliner. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera really quick. After I do that, I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. And now I'm using L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Original Mascara in the shade Black. I don't really care about mascara really because I'm going to put on lashes anyway. So I'm just doing this to coat my real lashes just so they blend in nice with the falsies. So now that I have that done, I'm going to put the glue on my lash band. I'm using these lashes that I got from this wig store. I honestly really don't know. They're really nice. They're just fake lashes. I'm going to use the Duo lash glue. It's the green one. I like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the glue on my lashes, focusing most of the glue on the inner corner and outer corner, and then lightly brush it on the ends. So now what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and let it set for a second just so it can get tacky. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put mascara on my other eye. Now I have these lash tweezers. They're really good to get them really close to the lash line. I have long nails, so I can't really get really close up in there. Did these myself, by the way. They're really grown out. I need a fill. I'm going to take the lash like this, and then I'm going to put it as close to my lash line as possible. Now after I get it on, I'm going to get some actual tweezers and get the outer and inner corners. Sorry if I'm out of frame for this. Here is one eye done. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera. So here are both the lashes on. Now what I like to do is I like to take the same highlighter that I use, the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Wisp. I'm going to go ahead and get a little pencil brush like this, take this and get it nice and on there. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this in my inner corners. And it just adds a little pop, as you can see. I'm going to take Colourpop's Ultra Glossy Lip, the KathleenLights collab in the shade Moonchild. Here's what it looks like. And I am just going to put this on my lips. I don't really like a lot of lipstick, so here is the finished look. So here is the final look. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'm posting every Monday and Friday. Bye!